Greetings, Ian from RTO here. Welcome to another classic album review. We just take one of them albums that's quite memorable. It can be from any decade, and today we're going into the 90s. An album by a band called Pixies. Now the Pixies are an American alternative rock band that were formed in Boston, Massachusetts in 1986, and the band consisted of Black Francis, who was vocals and rhythm guitar, Joey Santiago lead guitar, Kim Deal, she was the bass player, Dave Velouria on the drums. They had a successful run and they disbanded in 1993. They returned in 2004 after Kim Deal had left. They added another female bass player, Kim Shattuck, as a touring member that then was replaced by Paz Lacherin, who became a permanent member in 2016. So they're still sort of going about doing their stuff. Now the album we're going to concentrate on is Bossenova. Now this came out on the 13th of August 1990 on an English independent label called 4AD, and Elektra released it in the United States. So the people playing on this are Black Francis vocals and guitar, Kim Deal on bass and guitar and vocals, Dave Velouria was on the drums and vocals, Joey Santiago lead guitar. With additional musicians on this, we have Robert Brunner on theremin. Now the theremin is that weird thing, and the best example of a theremin is the theme tune to Midsummer Murders. So the first track on this album is called Cecilia Ann, which is a surf tone song. It's an instrumental and it's really good. It's a really good instrumental anyway, but they do a really good version. Joey Santiago's guitar work on it, it's absolutely brilliant. Then we get rock music. Now musically I like this. Great riffs from Joey. Dave Velouria's drumming is superb, but I don't like the vocal because it's screechy and shouting and I just don't like it. I'm glad it's only 1 minute 52 as well. Then we get Velouria. I like this track. It's certainly a lovely indie post-punk sound to it that was around at that time. I think this track was about 10 years too late though, because it would have been a great song from at the beginning of the 80s. It's an absolutely brilliant song. Really like that one. Then we get Allison, which is this short minute and 17 seconds, quirky. It's got some great guitar riffs from Joey. And I like the Black spoken vocal on this, really good. Then we get Is She Weird? Now this is the track that's got, I think this is the track that's got the theremin on. Yeah, you can sort of hear this whiny sound through it, and that is the theremin. I think the bass line from Kim Deal on this is really good. It's a killer bass line that drives the song. And the guitar work from Joey, very underrated guitar player, very, very clever stuff. It's the best track on the album. Then we get Anna. Now this is a quirky little track. Now this got that 60s vibe to it. This should have been around in the late 60s. It's really, really good. Good track. All Over the World. This is a good track as well. So I think I need to replace the battery in my mouse. It's playing up all over the place. It's alright, it keeps repeating the chorus, but it does get a little bit monotonous. It's a bit too long, to be quite honest. It needed to be a couple of minutes short. It's 5 minutes. I think this would have been better as about a 3-minute 27 song. Dig for Fire. This is an interesting track. It's a bit more of a spoken word than singing, but it actually works and it does give a little bit more atmosphere and depth to the track. Down the Well, a great combo of Kim and Joey on this, complementing each other as they drive through the song. Solid track, great vocal from Black, absolutely brilliant vocal. Then we get The Happening. Again, we got a great bass line from Kim. Dave's drumming is good on this. Then we get another short, sharp track, really energy driven track, great riffs and bass. Everyone does a good job on that one. Hang Wire, this one's alright, not very memorable, probably the weakest track on the album, to be quite honest, even though that shouting one I don't like. It's got lots of energy and the music's good, but this is just a bit non-memorable. Then we get Stormy Weather, one of my favourite tracks on this album. I love the rhythm guitar on this. It's a solid rhythm that everyone seems to play around. It's pretty good. Then we get Havalina, some lovely guitar work on this. Instead of the heavy stuff, it's got more that 60s groove to it, and the guitar work is superb. And that was the last track. So how did it do? Well, the reviews were pretty good. AllMusic gave it 4.5. Bienda give it 5. Entertainment Weekly give it an A-. Los Angeles Times only gave it 3 stars. NME gave it 9 out of 10. Pitchfork gave it a 9.1. Q gave it 4 stars. Rolling Stone 3. Select 4 out of 5. And the Village Voice A. Got to number 3 here in the UK, but only made number 70 in America. Did well in Europe and New Zealand, and got a gold certification here in the UK and in France, but only managed to sell at 281,000 in America, which isn't brilliant considering how, you know, when you take the vastness of America. I don't know why they didn't like this album, because it did quite well over here in Europe. I think this is a really good album. I'm a sort of a part-time fan of the Pixies, but I do like this album. I think it was a great album from 1990. It's got some good stuff on, and if you want something a bit different. So I'm going to give this an RTO ranking of 7 out of 10. Okay, that's all for today. I've got a busy day. New goggles tomorrow. I'm going to pick my new glasses up today, so exciting times, as they say. What have I got for you tomorrow? Well, we've got part 2 of the Gary Moore story, and this is a band that he was in called Skid Row. Nothing to do with the American band. This was an Irish rock band, and they're pretty good. And then tomorrow's retro ranking is my favourite songs by the brilliant Stevie Wonder. I think this one, that a new friend of mine, Craig from America, the record player, vinyl. I think that's it. I can't remember his name. Go and check him out if you love your soul and your blues. I'll put a link into his tomorrow. I'll put a link into his YouTube channel, because it's really good. He's got this really great way of delivering his stuff. It really gives you that soul feel. He's a funny guy as well. So that's all for tomorrow. Have a good day, everyone, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.